As hurricane season approaches, many of us may have wondered from time to time, is our own insurance coverage enough? Well, here today with everything that you need to know to make sure that you've got the insurance coverage you need is lawyer Shari O. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so let's start with some of the basics here. Why is it that so many folks are finding that they're not covered from damage from the hurricanes, and what does that mean for all of us?
Sure. Well, here's the thing that we have to remember. Your basic homeowner's policy is not going to cover you for flood damage and windstorm damage. The thing is that if you've got a federally insured mortgage and you're in a high-risk zone, your lender's going to require you to purchase that, but a lot of people don't fall into that bucket. So we've got cash buyers, we've got investors, we've got people who have paid off their mortgage and own it free and clear now. We've also got people who are not in a designated high-risk zone, but have recently seen that there's some kind of risk for wind and flooding, so may want to consider buying those things, especially now as we've seen the frequency and severity of this kind of damage is increasing and hurricane season is on us.
Right, you know, sometimes you feel you live so far inland that, oh, I don't need this type of coverage or that type, but
we've been seeing more damage in those areas.
Yeah, well, I've heard that even folks who have coverage, insurance companies may refuse to pay you for some of that damage. So what do we learn from something like that?
So the big thing is to make sure that you check your policies for any limitations and exclusions. One of the things we often see is insurance companies claiming that the damage was, you know, your wind coverage will claim that the damage was caused by flooding, the flooding coverage will claim that the damage was caused by wind. Both of them oftentimes have exclusion for what we call a concurrent event, meaning if it happened at the same time, they're going to try to get out of paying it. The other biggie is, do you have a replacement policy or an actual value policy? Because your sofa is actually going to cost a lot more to replace now than what an insurance company will pay based on the actual cash value. And then, of course, for flood insurance, the normal limitations are $250,000 for your residence and $100,000 for contents. You can get coverage beyond that if you need it, though.
Well, it's a lot of stuff to keep in mind because insurance companies deal with it every day.
The good news is you only have to do it once a year, though, so do it. Yeah.
All right, so what, if anything, can folks try to do to keep the cost of all this insurance coverage down, hopefully?
The biggie is the deductible. You can lower your premiums by as much as 25% by raising the deductible just a little bit. The other thing is consolidating your coverage. So if you combine different policies with the same provider, you may get a big discount. Also, ask about discounts you can get for roof straps and things like that. And a lot of people are not aware, John, that your credit score impacts how much you're going to pay for homeowners insurance. So work on that credit score.
As with everything in life these days. All right, Shari, good advice as always. Thank you for joining us.